Now, KCRG TV9 Sports with Josh Christensen.
The UNI men's basketball team is one step closer to claiming the Missouri Valley Conference tournament title. Scott Westerberg has highlights of the Panthers' semifinals match against Loyola.
The Panthers trying to reach the conference title game for the 5th time in school history. And after going more than a half without a field goal in the quarterfinal, Seth Tuttle nails a three just 36 seconds into this one. The hot start continues for Tuttle as he tips in the miss. Panthers up 6. The lead continues to grow. Marion native Matt Bohannon drills a three from the corner. UNI in front by 11. Loyola looking for momentum before the half, but Jeremy Morgan comes up with a big steal. He takes it the other way and just beats the horn. 32-23 UNI at the break. Another outstanding defensive effort from the Panthers. They held the Ramblers under 50, and how about freshman Wyatt Lohaus on the break? His three-point play makes it 43-28 UNI. Then Nate Buss does his best Seth Tuttle impersonation in the paint. Buss with a great post move. Panthers up 17. Senior Marvin Singleton had a big night as well. He finished with 11 points and 7 rebounds as UNI advances to the conference title game with a 63-49 win over Loyola.
That's something these guys have wanted to do. They've worked extremely hard to get themselves into this position, and one of those goals on that list is coming down here and getting those nets and taking them home with you.
Last chance, senior year. Obviously that's what we come down here for every year, and to be able to, make that happen for us this year, we're pretty excited about it.
It's been really fun, coming down yesterday and getting that first win in a few years, and then continuing to today. It feels really good.
The Panthers will play Illinois State in the MVC Championship game Sunday at 1. The Redbirds shocked Wichita State 65-62 in the other semifinal. From the Scott Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, Scott Westerberg, TV9 Sports.
Thank you, Scott. Well, 2 weeks ago, the Iowa men's basketball team lost a heartbreaker at Northwestern. Well, today, the Hawkeyes were ready for round 2 against the Wildcats on Senior Day. Scott Sable has those highlights.
Before the game, the Hawkeyes honored 4 seniors: Kyle Denning, Josh Oglesby, Gabe Olashany, and Aaron White. They have been instrumental in turning this program around, and what a start for Whitey on Senior Day with back-to-back trays. And then this alley-oop flush to give Iowa an 8-4 lead. Aaron finished with a game-high 25.
This will always be one of the best days I've had in my life. It was very special to me.
And lots of oops today. Utah throws one down. Iowa led 17-7, and they had their Elvis groove on early. Adam Woodbury, who came off the bench today so Gabe could start with 2 of his 13. Iowa led by 6 at the break. A special halftime as they honored Iowa's all-time leading scorer, Roy Marble, who's putting up a courageous fight against cancer.
Very important that a guy like me, see days like this, and University of Iowa made it come true.
And a fast start to the second half. Gabe gets in the books on Senior Day, and his family in town from London or Lebanon.
One of the main things you want to do is just turn the program around. One thing I try and do is leave situations better than when I found them. So I always try and cheer people up if I'm in a certain situation. I always try and just do something to improve.
And then Oglesby added a Senior Day triple, and Mom was proud.
I didn't want to be scoreless on senior night. That wouldn't have been fun. It felt good.
And Iowa finished this game in style with some more Whitey flushes. The Hawkeyes win their 6th straight, 69-52. What a way to send the seniors out.
That's always an incredibly emotional thing. I think when I hugged Matt Gatens, Jared Cole, Eric May, and obviously, these 3 guys.
It was a little emotional, it got to me, but I shook it off pretty quickly. But it's just something about hugging Coach, and the day was just so special. It was amazing.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena, Scott Sable, TV9 Sports.
Thank you, Scott. Iowa State met at TCU for the final regular season game. Cyclones trailed 32-26 at halftime, but they come right back in the second half. Monte Morris hits the 3-ball corner pocket to tie it at 34 apiece. Iowa State went on a 16-7 run to start the second half, and there's Jameel McKay running the floor. Here it comes. Alley-oop dunk. Got it. Cyclones up 6. Later, Morris gets another steal. He'll go all the way to the hoop. He'll miss the layup, but Bryce DeJean-Jones is there for the putback jam. DeJean-Jones had 15 points off the bench as he sinks the three-pointer. Iowa State wins it 89-76. Iowa women's basketball facing Ohio State in the Big Ten tourney semifinals. Second half team should all know by now you can't forget about Melissa Dixon. Wide open for 3. She hits it. Later in the second, Sam Logic is going to get a screen, and she'll hit the long 2. Nothing but net on this one. Iowa going to take a 48-47 lead after that bucket. A couple of minutes later, Dixon going to spot up. knocked down another three-pointer. Hawkeyes lead 55-49. Ohio State cut the lead down to 2, but Callie Peschel delivers a huge three-pointer. Right now it's 81-79, Ohio State with the lead. 17 seconds left in the game. The winner gets Maryland in the championship. The Iowa State women lost to Oklahoma State 67-58 in the Big 12 tournament quarterfinals today. Big Ten wrestling tournament in Columbus, Ohio. These are the semifinals at 125. Thomas Gilman gets out of a scrum, gets 2 points for the takedown. He defeated Jordan Conaway of Penn State 5-4. At 141, Josh Jeva sweeps the leg for 2 points. He defeated Nick Dardanes of Minnesota to advance. That's a big win for him. 149, Brandon Sorensen also advanced. Then at 285, Bobby Telford went into overtime with Wisconsin's Connor Medberry. He'll get the takedown right there to win it 3-1. 4 Hawkeyes advance to the finals. Ohio State leads Iowa by 1.5 points for the team scores. The championship round will start at noon Central Time. In the Big 12 tournament, Iowa State comes in second behind Oklahoma State. Kyvan Gatson won his 3rd conference title at 197. In the Mid-American Conference, Missouri has a commanding lead after day 1. UNI sits in 3rd place. The Panthers have 3 wrestlers in the finals. And 3 seconds left. We are tied at 81 apiece. Iowa and Ohio State women's basketball. Very exciting. We'll be right back. Stay with TV9. Welcome back. One quick note, Ohio State and Iowa women are in overtime right now. While we had a battle of undefeateds in the Class 4A title game in girls state basketball between Western Dubuque and Harlan, John Campbell has more.
In a replay of last year's championship game, the Bobcats ran into the likes of 6'1" Jess Shaban, so scoring inside was tough for WD. But they did get dialed in from the outside in period 2. Maddie Clark connects. Now it's Rose Simon Wrestler making things happen. But number 44, Taylor Frederick, was an offensive force inside and outside. Harlan led at 27-18 at halftime. Very little went right for the Bobcats in the second half, but effort certainly wasn't a problem. The basket just seemed to have a lid on it. Finally, Maddie Clark hits. They got it down to 8, but for the 2nd year in a row, Harlan keeps WD from a state championship. 56-46, the final.
You know, but we got to give credit to our girls. They didn't quit. They battled back, and Harlan's a great team.
We really have nothing to hang our heads about. With the undefeated season, we tried our hardest and just didn't come out on top.
Tough to be bridesmaids for the 2nd year in a row. In Des Moines, John Campbell, TV9 Sports.
Thank you, John. Kirkwood women's basketball facing North Iowa in the regional championship. Early second half, a lot of back and forth. Taylor Silva knocks down the tray to give the Eagles a 41-39 lead. Midway through the second half, Hudson grad Casey Mouse pokes the ball away. Then A.J. Downs going to finish on the other end with this layup. Kirkwood leads 55-52 after the bucket. 4 minutes left. Cedar Rapids Prairie grad Sierra Hutchins parries a three-pointer. Eagles up 67-65. Then Aaliyah Isaac with the dagger. Another 3. Kirkwood advances to the national tournament with the 78-67 win.
It was a fight. Every possession, every basket scored, everything was, we had to earn it, and they had a tough competition, and it was worth it, and we just had to battle the entire time.
It's just insane. I'm sorry. I've never been to state before. I've never been to nationals, and this teamwork really paid off today. Hard work and effort, that's what it really came down to.
Congrats once again on the men's side. Kirkwood falls to Des Moines area 86-69. The Division III women's basketball NCAA tournament Luther's season comes to an end with a 60-57 loss to St. Thomas. To the ice, Rough Riders hosting Green Bay on Military Appreciation Night. Midway through the first period, Rough Riders with some nice passing. Casey Jerry finishes with the one-timer. Rough Riders win it 5-0. Titans hosting Sioux Falls. Second quarter, the Storm field goal attempt is short. Robert Brown is looking for some blocks. He'll burst right through, and he'll take it all the way down to the 5-yard line right in front of the camera. Watch out for the boards. Next play was Sean Ely pretty much going to walk right into the end zone. Right now, last check, it was 50-45 Sioux Falls with about 5.5 to go.
And also one update on the game that you'd been talking about, though. Ohio State, Iowa women from the Big Ten Conference. That's 2.5 minutes left in overtime. 83-83 on that one. So we'll see how that one turns out as well. Thank you, Josh.